By now, you've heard about the Real ID. Are you wondering what's it all about, if you need it or not? Well, if you're wondering about the Real ID, then stay tuned because this video is for you. Hey, fellow travelers, this is Norman Payne from Up, Up, Up and Away. Thank you for stopping in and welcome back to my channel. This channel is about travel, everything from travel hacks, tips, news, destination, and cruise port videos. If you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button right now, and I'm gonna wait. Good job. Thank you for subscribing. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time I upload another video. All right, so let's talk about the Real ID. Everyone has heard about the Real ID, but they don't know if they need the Real ID or what's its purpose. Well, let me tell you, everyone that travels domestically will need the Real ID. Back in 2005, Congress passed a bill so that all driver's licenses would have the same standards of security. That means in order to get a driver's license, you would need to show the same type of information so that they know that there is no fraudulent driver's license out there across the United States. They wanted an ID that could be used across a lot of federal facilities. I'm talking about boarding planes, going into a federal or government building, in a nuclear power plant, or anything like that. They wanted to be sure that they had the same type of security when you showed that ID. The date to get the Real ID has been pushed back several times. Right now, it is May 7, 2025. If that date stays, great, but it's a possibility it could get pushed back one more time. But don't wait. Go ahead and get the Real ID, and I'm going to tell you why. You will not be able to fly from state to state inside the United States once the Real ID is across the board. You will not be able to do that. Right now, everybody flips that license out as their ID when they're boarding a domestic flight. The Real ID has a star, usually on the top portion of the ID. So that's how you know. Some of them are gold, I've seen some of them black, but it has a star which states that that is a Real ID. If your driver's license already has this star, then don't worry about nothing because you're good. But the people who do not have that need to go ahead and get it. I know a lot of people don't want to do it because they have to renew their license. You have one free driver's license renewal, so use that to get that Real ID. So back to why is it so important? Because of the flights, the domestic flights. You won't be able to get on a domestic flight. That means just going and see Big Mama is going to be a problem. So go get that Real ID so you have no problems going through a security checkpoint in an airport. Now, the Real ID does not take the place of a passport. A passport gets you out of the country. A Real ID allows you to fly domestically, but will not get you out of the country. You will still need a passport or passport card. I suggest getting the passport book because it gets you everything and everywhere. There are some ways that you can travel without the Real ID. You can have global entry. Global entry card can also get you on a domestic flight. But if you are not using your global entry, that is just extra money you're paying out. Pay for the license. That you need that license to drive your car. I hope you have a license driving your car. You need that license, so go ahead, get the Real ID. Don't think about spending something extra like in global entry. Global entry is for a whole different reason of traveling. So the Real ID is what you need. To find a list of acceptable IDs that you can use besides the Real ID, go to the TSA website. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below so that you can go and see what kind of IDs you can use, because there are several. Like I said, I think you should get the real ID. Keep in mind, anyone below the age of 18 does not need an ID to fly. Why? I have no idea, but they do not need it. So they won't need a real ID until they turn 19. Once they turn 19, they're going to need their own ID to travel. I recommend you getting the real ID now, right now, before they start a demand. And then when that demand happens, it may be a backlog and it may prevent you from traveling when you want to. So go do it now. Don't wait until this deadline gets up on you. I don't know how many states there is that doesn't have it, but there are a few that do not have it so far. Ask about it and get it. It will be one less thing you have to worry about if you have this in your pocket already. In the state of Georgia, we've been having it for years, so I feel confident to use that. Of course, I use my passport when I travel, but if you don't, you have that ID and it's a real ID with the star on it. Well, the question is where do you get a real ID? Start with Department of Motor Vehicles in your state. Find the Department of Motor Vehicles and find out what you need, or if they even offer the real ID at this point. If they do, get it. Also, be sure you know the documentation you have to bring with you, because if you go down there without the documentation, you'll be turned away and it'll be a wasted trip. Get the stuff you need, take it with you, and be sure you have it with you the day you go to get your new license. Just to be clear, you can travel with your passport. I do that all the time, even state to state. A passport is the most recognized identification that you could have. Every country accepts it. Everybody does not know what the state of Georgia's license look like in any state. They don't know. It could look fraudulent to them, but a passport is seamless. So get a passport if you don't have one. If your state is one that has the real IDs, leave it down in the comments and let me know what states do. And if your state does not, leave that in the comments as well. I would like to know which ones have the real ID and which ones don't have the real ID. Share this video with any traveler that you know, because they're gonna need that real ID once the deadline hits. Also, like my video, give it a thumbs up. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can continue to get travel tips, news, hacks, all of that right here, Everything Travel. Also, hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time I upload another video. Well, until our paths cross again soon, I'll see you then. Peace.
And please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on all my social media. Just hashtag #UpUpUpNorman, where you will find my Facebook page, my Instagram account, my Twitter page, and my TikTok page.